Public Emily here. Happy New Year, YouTube. I am just never gonna be as good as I want to be in my head, you know? I think that's kind of how life goes. Before the year was over, I had hours and hours of content I wanted to put out. Like, I've been using subscription boxes for a year. What I learned. Or the top 21 of 2021 and all that shit. Time Knife is real. I just didn't do it. But I want to start the year off with the things, because, you know, the year is over. But there are some good things to carry through. And I've got 2 boxes of skincare and makeup. I am much more excitable to talk about skincare. Like, I could talk your face off about the difference between niacinamide and hyaluronic acid. And I really could give 2 shits about cream blush versus powder blush, you know. But that's because I'm a woman of a certain age. So I'm old and I need all the fucking bells and whistles I can get my hands on. So that's kind of what that's about. So I'm gonna go skincare first, because look at this box. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. Glossy box. I think this was February. I needed this just for the box alone. Everything that was in it was forgettable. Again, I have this like plan to go through everything. It'll be cool, but the box, it's very delightful. So I don't think all of these products like launched this year, but they're new to me this year. So I've definitely been a spray toner type person. I'm a toner bitch. So this one in particular, Rhodial Dragon's Blood, it's so good. I paid $9 for it, I think. It smells like the incense, so you like smell like a head shop. But it just is packed with all this delightful stuff. In fact, I like to look into what things do. This one I just didn't. I paid $9 for it, so I'm like, it says Hydro Veg. Anyway, this was in the Glossy Box 10-year anniversary, and this half-ounce tube was supposed to retail for $45, and I thought, you better get out of here with that. You better eat me raw, bitch. I ain't $45 for a half ounce. No. And I was just gonna give it away, just based off the absurdity of it. But then I tried it and it was so good. Something about it just smells like Mandela effects don't exist, and I'm in the right plane of existence. There's nothing even about it that's remarkable, but it takes me somewhere, somewhere that I want to be. And so I was going to be the proud owner of 2 1-ounce jars of this from a huge Glossy Box order. I was very much looking forward to that. This is so empty. So that's where I'm at with that. But oh my goodness, I love that stuff. Sunscreen is your friend. Do not wait until you're old like me. Get started when you're in your 20s. Unseen sunscreen, SPF 40. Best sunscreen ever. I can't find a good one, dude. I've got this Juice Beauty stuff. And if you're a fan of this, I tried it exactly once. I had white cast like this on my face after like really rubbing it in. If you are an uncooked chicken, like Teresa's dead, you can use this. But if you're anybody else, this is unusable. Unusable. So this, I think there's silicone in it, but it just goes on so sheer. There's a Murad that I like a lot, but I am on the hunt for a good sunscreen. So if you have one, comment down below what you love, what you're into. So washing my face is actually like one of my favorite things to do now. And it's nice to have different options. Like this is my most high octane one, the Glam Glow Super Cleanse Clearing Cream to Foam Cleanser. This huge 5-ounce container is like $32, but because of Boxycharm, I got this for $5.30. Now we all know Boxycharm, I love to say it in the accent. It's going up. Instead of being $25, so $26.50 with tax, it's $27, so it'll be like $28 something. So each item goes from $5.30 an item to like $5.93 an item. So for all these women who are up in arms about it, it's a great deal. So chill out. But this is the greatest cleanser. It has this like mint. Hopefully I can figure out how to do editing, because that just freaked me out. But it's got like licorice. Yes. I used to love ordering at the Elbow Room. Nina would make these really delightful black jelly bean shots for me. And this reminds me of that. The Pharmacy Very Cherry Bright. This bad boy retails for $62. I got it for $12. It's almost empty. I really like it. I got it maybe 2 months ago. So I am not a hoarder. I have this skincare rainbow, but I utilize my products. It's a really good one. I wish I had a backup. Like Pharmacy can do no wrong. Example, Honey Grail. So good. I just like totally got freaked out. What products have you been loving? I feel like there's it's not BuzzFeed, but I read some articles recently about some chick in Detroit. Refinery 29, that's what it is. She worked somewhere, white lady, petite in her 20s probably, living that gentrified life. And they're like, how much did you spend in a day? Like, oh, my dad bought this, and I went here, and I did that, and like... Of course, me making fun of them comes from a place of unhealed, but like, damn. But I do feel like I'm life hacking a little when I'm able to use the brands and the stuff. Look at this shiny. Shiny, shiny. Glam Glow. So yeah, I don't know. If I had a top 3 items of this year, this is up there. I use it a lot and it's still so full. In the huge sale, I was planning on getting one of these to give away because, okay, I know I'm rambling about some shit that I like, but this has always been a help me help you thing. So you listen to me ramble, blah, 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 but I'm going to give you stuff. So, like, I've got a giveaway this year, or this month, for almost $500. So, we're going to stop here, because I completely lost my mojo, and I don't know how to edit. I'm learning how to edit. I am so flippin', frackin', heckin' inspired by ContraPoints and Philosophy Tube. They are completely different in so many ways, but I'm sure they get confused by people. There's no heat back here. It's chilly. You don't want to put me through hell, so why the fuck you wishing me well? You don't want to put me through hell, so why the fuck you wishing me well? This is... I'm setting... Here's what I should be doing. Is putting them back in the skincare rainbow as I talk about them. Shout out Rodeo. Shout out Very Cherry. A vitamin C serum is a delightful thing to have for skin that has hyperpigmentation like mine. Just putting that out there. But if you use it, you gotta make sure to use the sunscreen. So, this is almost empty. And I wish I had a good backup for it, but I do not. And RIP the 2 ounces I was supposed to get. It was a big debacle with Boxycharm, but they did, once I finally got through to them, they did a fantastic job with customer service. So, grazie, prego. Boxycharm. Boo, I wish I had my Elemis. But it has gotten me to fall in love with the brand a bit. And again, I love me some sprays and some toners. So I went from smelling like a head shop to a balancing lavender toner. Now, this is 6.7 ounces. And it has a 6-month date on it. So I was like, challenge accepted. So I've been spraying it a lot. And I think I'm doing pretty good. That's not part of the best of top tier cleanser. This, if I wake up on the wrong side of the bed and I use this stuff, it sets me right. So if I had the internet up in this mother heezy, I would have a Pizzle pack playing in the background. Shout out T-Pain. I think that would help a lot. Because these are basically me going live without going live. And there's awkward times. But if I had music and shit in the background, it might be a little better. The Honey Grail definitely feels and smells delightful. If I can finesse getting the January box, I'll be getting the feeling good hyaluronic plumping. But again, like, I am so inundated with hyaluronic acid right now. Hyaluronic acid is delightful, okay? It's a humectant, so that means it holds moisture, it draws it in. So you gotta be careful when you use it. If you just throw that on and leave it and don't do anything else, it might draw inward from your moisture in your skin. So what you want to do is like spray one of these sprays or put a good hydrating moisturizer on after. And then and then you get that juicy, plump face that we miss in our 20s, that we take for granted when we have in our 20s. So another way I mimic youthful glow is lactic acid. And Kate Somerville, this retails for like $70 or $72. Again, refinery at $29. Ooh, look at me, I'm rich. I am not rich. But I can get bougie products for less than drugstore. You cannot get, even Elf ain't doing that. So I hacked the matrix. I hacked the skincare matrix. And I've been loving it. Now this doesn't require hacking. The Ordinary is an extremely affordable brand that offers the pinnacle of clinical products. This bad boy is my favorite serum mask active of 2021 that I have discovered. I do not use it nearly as much as I should, simply because I try so much stuff so far. But I look forward to seeing what using this like twice a week could do for my skin. So I might actually do that for the sake of science. That's another thing my nerd ass really likes to say. Because, you know, skincare, it's all kind of a science. It's like, I'll do it for science. I'm like, oh, is this cool? Oh, is this cool? Top 5 of Boxycharm of 2021 for sure is this Dermalect Out Crease. Throw my gimp hand over it. Throw some D's on it. This stuff, this is my second tube, jar, serum, vial, Viola Davis, whatever you want to call it. In pop-up, I got these for $6 a pop each. So I grabbed a couple. I'm very excited about that. And that's that whole like yellow Lamborghini thing. Once I discovered Dermalect, I started seeing it other places. And of course, with Ipsy and Boxy being in bed together, we're going to have these brands that are vibing. I have been seeing like Cheekbone Beauty and Boxycharm sort of like flirting and texting with each other on social media. So if I get a Cheekbone Beauty item of any kind in a Boxycharm box, I'll probably cry. That whole Write the Story campaign just hits me right in the feels. And I complain and scream into the void that I want that kind of voice. I want to be heard, but if it's meant to be, it'll be, I guess. So, but I would love to give a Cheekbone Beauty tutorial with these Chippewa Ojibwe cheekbones that I am very proud of. But we'll see. You know, I don't delusions of grandeur is true for what I have to think about, but there is no lateral move that gets me out of here. I have to think big. I have to go big if I want to go home. Look at my nails. Look at that duochrome. Oh, it's a multi-chrome. ILNP. I love nail polish. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Somebody said it's like, oh, there's different. They said it's like melted sarcophagus dipped in gold or something. Cermetic. I got this in my October glam bag. So the $13 bag. I got this half-ounce eye cream. 15 peptides. Peptides are dope. They're like little amino acids that form punk bands on your face. And so that shit keeps young punk. Young punk. So anything with amino acids brings me joy. I have a few things, but I'm not going to grab them right now. Am I doing a good job? No, mediocre at best. But hey. Psst. Let me let you in on a little secret. You know there's 24 hours in a day, right? Yeah. But YouTube gets viewed 1 billion hours a day. Not 1 million, not 100 million, 1 billion hours a day. So I figure if I can make a couple hours of possibly subpar entertainment, it's okay. And I've been so deprived of human interaction at all. I've reduced myself to just talking to my camera phone. Glow recipe. If I could only have 3 brands in my life, it would be Glow Recipe, that just died really hard. I don't know. I have watched so much philosophy and parasocial content. My brain is kind of soup right now. I enjoy the notion of having stimulating conversations with people. But I have really been through it with the pandemic. I haven't had any healthy human interaction the whole pandemic, and it makes me want to ride even harder for like prison reform, and what solitary confinement can do to someone. Because I've been climbing the fucking walls for like 2 years. And I've been a wannabe performer who's never performed. But a bartender. So like you're still having to people for a living. You're still like... And so I peopled for a living, and then when I had downtime, I would hide. Because my mom she peopled for a living, but Secretary of State, like, she got that whole, like, benefits, pension, respect at your job. I just got to, like, make $40 an hour a couple times a week to make up for the times that you make, $6 an hour. Ooh, I wish this little hoardy hole had heat. Okay, we're gonna power through. Blueberry Bounce Cleanser. So this one, the Glam Glow, Yeah, that's when I said top 3 brands. I would have said this one. But I don't really like Glam Glow that much. But Glow Recipe, dude. They really can do no wrong. In my eyes. This was an item that I received from them. The first thing I ever bought was the spray, the watermelon spray. Oh. I'm on my second one of those, and I wish it came in a bigger container. Like, it's such a good spray. And I bought this Jake Jamie Revolution, hoping to find a dupe. This is not a dupe. I'm sorry to Jake Jamie. This is fine. But nothing touches this. This is my favorite. A second round. A close runner-up is this Huda Beauty. Now, I got this in the X, Ipsy, whatever. Oh, so good. Yep, the cap is destroyed. I want a case of this. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Big one, small one, some as big as your head. It's fucking good, I tell you what. And last but not least, the Do Not Age Triple Peptide. I have the face moisturizer as well, and it is very good. This is my second tube of this. The first one, actually, the first one is right here. And that's what I do. I cut into things so I can harvest every last second of it. Oh, yeah. So, definitely a big endorser. They're definitely aging. But again, for a bitch, I am like the same age as Trevor Noah, and he looks 10 years younger than me. And I got into this with my son's father a little bit because he was just scrolling through and he saw Drew Barrymore and he was like, oh, well, she's aged a lot. And I was like, okay. Well, I haven't seen her in a while. And like, you see Paul Rudd. It's like, Paul Rudd is not, he is the exception. He is not the norm, first of all. Second of all, he's a fucking man. How much do you guys need? How can we package it in a way for you to understand that men in America, especially cis hetero white men, have it so much fucking easier than like everyone else? And yes, it is controversial yet brave to say that black men are included in that. Black men have it pretty good because they're men. They definitely don't have it as good as white men, but men in general just have this, like, they're allowed to be mediocre as fuck. And, like, we have to be exceptional as fuck. And so, when a bunch of people who really have to fucking try hard just to be there are around a whole bunch of people who are just there and are mediocre as fuck, the power dynamic gets subverted it gets we're sitting here doing one of these just for a seat at the table, and you're sitting there going, wee. We were put here just because of our fucking blonde hair and blue eyes and shit, and bank accounts. So I don't know, we are not the same. And, you know, when it gets to the mixed generation or mixed race, mixed generation, what the fuck? When it comes to mixed race, like I'm too other for them. Look at that. See that? I just got this in the beginning of November. I'm using my product. I had a big fucking face too. But if it weren't for Boxycharm and these stupid boxes that all these hateful women complain about, these women that watch these boxes shit, they're the ones that are raising these Brock Turners. They're the ones that are raising the Dylan Roofs. Women are not immune. So much is wrong. But everyone's too fucking selfish to look at the bigger picture and to see that we actually do have a voice if we can fucking band together, or just let somebody do the talking who knows what they're talking about. It's like the AOC, right? I am an AOC. I'm an agent of change. I can show you what an AOC does. I can show you what a fucking bartender does. But see, she's too caught up in being liked. I'm Public Emily. My name means rival. I'm used to being hated, okay? Ain't nothing gonna change about that. I will forever be hated. I can't. I can't stop it. Because I'm so fucking good to them. I coddle their little butts. The butt cream and the powder. And they just shit all over me. So, fuck them all. Fuck them all. But yeah, I am significantly younger than Drew Barrymore, but I feel like my aging kind of tracks with her. So, like my decaying corpse teeth, I'm old. I have an ACE score of 9. My life expectancy drops significantly because of the trauma that I've gone through. I'm not a fucking victim, but statistics are real, and the body keeps score. That shit's fucking real. So this box is just a boring box, but this is the makeup portion of my favorites of 2021. We're gonna start with Baby Yoda. Oh my goodness, ColourPop. You want to see yourself? You want to see yourself? Oh yeah. Ooh, so meta. So these are some delightful shadows. I think of like all the shit that I'm showing, this might be one of the only things that actually was launched in 2021, but they're all new to me in 2021. So this is the best foundation to ever happen. Instabake Beauty Bakery. The Venus 3 palette. Huge fan. These three here. Scheiße. These three here. No, it's not translating well. But this reminds me a lot of that Violet Voss palette with the similar story. But there was a color that was a lighter purple. And I was thinking about maybe keeping it or maybe giving it away. But again, nobody's going to put up with me talking about random makeup for 40 minutes unless I give you something. So transactional, yay. I'm so glad you're here. Huda Beauty, Samantha Lashes. It's what I'm wearing. They're so comfortable. These are my two favorite lippies of the year. I've got She's Just Jelly by Beauty Bakery and ABH Trust Issues. Girl, same. That part. I know a lot of women love that like nude, basic bitch lip. I don't ride for that. Like, I do the lip balm, which I got now. Or I do some bold ass shit. And so for the people that ride with, you know, basic bitch lip, that's cool. But that ain't my steez. This Persona in the shade Dune is a great like cream bronzer. But yo, sometimes my son's father like comes through and brings me some shit. And so, because he works in these apartments where people have moved out and he's got to like sand and finish the floors before new tenants move in. And so people will have like makeup, and I got a pint of Douce. I got a fucking, or a half pint or whatever of Douce, like on deck. He just brings me shit. But this is Kiss Cover and Care Pressed Powder in the shade Mocha. So it's like it's a foundation. But when I use it for highlight or contour, this is like $8.99 brand new. So again, I brag about getting the good shit for free, for cheap. But when we can get the high quality stuff, we don't need to do all the bells and whistles to get it. I think that's dope too. St. Lux is the brow gel that I love to use. Queen Herbie liner. Blink tubing mascara. The Ace Scarlet Dusk palette. The Nubian. This. All hail the Nubian, dude. If I had a desert island top 5 list, it's this palette. It's this lip balm. It's that fucking SPF 40 by Unseen Supergroup. One of them sprays, the coconut, the Hydra Coconut by Huda. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a mascara. I'd probably go with a waterproof mascara though. And then, last but not least, proof is in the pudding. If the proof is in the pudding and the pudding tastes like shit, that will fit. That will fit. If the proof is in the pudding and the pudding tastes like shit, that will fit. That will fit. So, my favorite Beauty Bakery palette is the brunch one. Like Forehead Kisses and Lazy Baby. Get these beautiful browns right. Like, but I cannot find where it is. Can I find my brunch palette? So, if the proof is in the pudding and the pudding tastes like shit, that will fit. That will fit. So there you have it. That's my top tier of 2021. It took me 40 minutes to tell you my favorite things and bitch a little bit. If you live it and you know it, talk some shit. If you live it and you know it, talk some shit. If you live it and you know it, and there ain't no time to blow it. If you live it and you know it, talk some shit. Talk some shit. Alright, Gorge. Yes, Gorge. Love you, Gorge. Yeah. Hell yeah, I'm looking long in the tooth. Been waiting 37 years to spit in the booth. So the plan, I think, is to costume change into my Black Lives Matter sweater. Get my Bluetooth poppin' and record that video in one take. I know that song. I ain't even practiced it in months. Well, I did a run through. I did a dry run like a week ago before the kids got here. If you live it and you know it, talk some shit. If you live it and you know it, talk some shit. Like New Year's Eve, I was not drinking. I was not conscious. I was asleep. I was like, ain't nothing for me here. Ain't nothing. New Year. I'm so ready to get on with my life. It hurts. It hurts to keep at it. And I wouldn't want to see somebody hurting. So, the point is to end this video to keep recording for the next video. But I got through all that makeup and that skincare for this year. And so I think that's pretty dope. Hopefully I can trim some fat and make this like a 30-minute video. We'll see. Thanks for watching. We made it. We made it through 2021. You know, hearing people, you know, if mental health is so important, and so like, if you're struggling, like, don't be ashamed to reach out. Like, there's people who care. And they like give the suicide hotline. And so I'm like, yeah, I've been on hold for like 30 minutes. And they're like, care emoji. Like, you're my friend on my feed. and you're posting these things and someone's like suffering and you're just like #blast. And so, you know, yeah, I get all of my feelings and I forget what the fuck I'm. It's just really frustrating. How ungrateful entitled people really are, you know, how they really can't grasp why they have it better, especially poor white people, because they're like, well, I'm poor, so like, what is this privilege you speak of? Do you realize the difference between did you make it home okay? It's completely different if you're not a white motherfucker. Did you make it home okay means, were you driving while black? That's what had blown my mind the other day, or made me brain fart, I guess, is a better, not blow my mind, when I was trying to talk about the Dave Chappelle thing. Because, like, Dave Chappelle and I, back to the 6 degrees of thesis, Dave Chappelle and I are connected. Not the closer, but when he worked them 6 shows at the Fillmore prior, where that first night, that second show, he got too high. I was working every single one of them shows. Say This Is Me at the main bar. That's him on the stage. We was like that, like consecutive days, several hours a day. But I don't know that man. We didn't meet, but we're connected because I was there. And this is when keeping it real goes wrong, because if I had taken it upon myself to record him when he was visibly intoxicated, I could have sold that video to TMZ and gotten myself out of a very abusive situation. But I adhered to his respect and his somebody else probably paid off their student loans or something selfish with it. I could have got me and my babies free with it. You know, that's the scope of the reality I live in, bitch. And so whenever people go, oh, but you're white, tell that to my experiences. Tell that to how I've been shoved in a fucking corner at every opportunity. Maybe I can trim this down. But I have value. And just because daddy didn't let me go, like, skip a grade, doesn't mean that my impact isn't meant to do something. Like the whole Stephen Jay Gould thing. This is what got me off that suicide hotline. Are you listening? I was beleaguered. I was very stressed out. And it was right after Einstein had died, and somebody said, oh, to Stephen Jay Gould, oh, like a colleague or something, do you want to go check out his brain? It's going to be down there for a week. And he was basically like, I could care less about the convolutions of his brain than the near certainty of knowing that someone of equal intelligence has lived and died in fields and farms. That shit got me off the phone. that I couldn't even get through to in the fucking first place. And my friend Charlie Pickens, he was the closest thing to validation I ever got. I was trying to tell him a story and recall a specific detail, and he was like, I was kicking myself in the head a little. I couldn't think, and he was like, Emily, you've forgotten more brilliant ideas than most people have in their entire lives. You're okay. But just being seen like that, just that one time in all of my 40 fucking years, was pretty cool. You know, I know that narcissists, they're bottomless pits. They get all the validation. It doesn't mean anything to them. I'm not like that. I've never been fucking validated. I am the B-girl. I'm so excitable and loyal and fun and in the right setting, like so fucking chill and cool. But I end up getting in these parasocial relationships that aren't healthy or equal or supportive, and they damage things. So, hopefully, that will all be changing soon. Thanks, YouTube. Yeah.